Greetings in the light of our Radiant One. I am Hatonn. It has been a long period of time since I have had the privilege of extending my thoughts to your minds, and if I may be allowed the privilege of perhaps submitting a few of my comments for your inspection, I would be greatly pleased. I would share my thoughts with all on a topic which many upon your planet have given a great deal of thought to. We have spoken many times in your past about the subject you have called love, and it has been most rewarding to witness your thoughts as you have pursued the various meanings brought to your consciousness. Of course, there remains a vast amount of thought still available on this topic. However, at this time, I should like to direct your thoughts into a somewhat different avenue. Let us think about that most inclusive subject called the light. The light, as it has been described in many of the texts upon your world, and in conversations and discussions, has seemed to be possessed of many exceptional qualities. We have noted upon many occasions your various expressions concerning the light of the Radiant One, the light of the divine, the light of the Creator, or whatever other descriptive sources that you visualize the light emanating from. As you can see, there is a great deal of confusion about this subject of the light. Perhaps I may somehow increase your awareness regarding this. When you employ the term the light, perhaps you could visualize it in this way. The light is of no specific color, and yet it is all colors. Whether it be the visualization of the pure white radiance, or however you do visualize it. Its color qualities are very incidental. But you are calling forth, and knowingly or not, invoking the most powerful emanation in creation. In your holy works, I have observed a reference. It is this: in the beginning, there was the Word. The Word, my brothers and sisters, was the light of our Radiant One, the most encompassing emanation in all creation. The light may be employed in every manner that is conceivable to your mind and for whatever purposes you envision. You may call forth the light for the protection of your beings and persons, as well as for your loved ones and your possessions. You have invoked the light on numerous occasions to condition the very environment in which you exist. I believe that on each such occasion, your employment of this force and essence has always produced the desired results. The reason I bring this topic, the light of the divine radiant essence, into your awareness on this occasion, is that in your pursuit and study and evaluation of that which presently you shall encounter, you will have great need to employ this light. I would submit for your consideration that upon each and every occasion where you are either thinking or considering or executing any form of thought, word, or deed, that you employ the light, that this light be employed in such a way as to use it to clarify your thinking. I believe you will sense the reasons for this. How many of you have thought of invoking and employing the light in your daily activities and thinking? My brothers and sisters, this is perhaps the most important aspect and usage of the light. For those thoughts which course through your minds, which result in some form of action, should always be enveloped and permeated by this light. You use a statement in many of your thought processes which seems to be a type of safeguard when you state, and I use your words, "Thy will be done." What you are implying, but not stating correctly, is that the light will function as it is intended. I merely submit these thoughts to help clarify your thinking, to make them more responsive and at one with the light, to perhaps clear away some of the clouds of confusion which unfortunately obscure much of the thinking upon your planet, as well as that observed in your minds. With your employment of the light, many subtle qualities are to be experienced. I have spoken on numerous occasions about the topic called love. Can any among you visualize the magnitude of the love inherent in this light? Can you visualize or comprehend this subtle quality as it permeates your beings and your thoughts, as you employ the light? Can you not be aware and realize that a new and subtle quality of this very essence will become at one with all your thought processes? Would not this light then illuminate the darkness of the outermost reaches of your minds? Could not your thoughts, as well as your actions, be more readily defined by the illumination of this light? Would not all that is experienced be that much clearer in your perceptions? It is unfortunate that, like so many of the terms in your language, that this word, the light, has been bantered about so often and misused. For people of earth, my brothers and sisters, had the realization permeated your awareness of the nature of that which you were discussing, and truly been born into the essence of your awareness, you would have been profoundly influenced in even the manner in which you have treated this word. In those days which lie ahead in your individual futures, would not the very magnificence of the use of the light bring about a new condition of being as it is employed? You have heard from another brother that it was a peculiar type of light which emanated from your planetary sun, which brought about the malfunctioning of natural laws upon your world. And it was only by the correct application of a light substance of different and enhanced quality that this other form of radiation could be nullified. If, my brothers and sisters, the light has such potentials in its employment, do you wish to continue using it so casually? Would you not rather include it in its true functionings in your everyday activities? You need not be concerned as to the functionings of the light, for the light, my brothers and sisters, needs merely to be called forth. Its functionings are inherent in itself. The light will always operate and function in the correct manner. It cannot be abused in any way. A negative quality of the light does not exist, for it could not then be the light, but would be some other emanation instead. We have noted your great yearnings to achieve a more refined degree of awareness. You have noted that I have not used the term elevated merely the term a more refined. Consider these thoughts for your yearnings. For this you approach the path that is illuminated by the light. Should you choose to traverse a path that is different, that is, of course, your decision. But I, knowing of the innermost yearnings of those upon your planet, cannot conceive of any direction or pursuit that you would desire other than that which is true, that which is. I have submitted these thoughts with your permission to illumine your thought processes with this light that we have spoken of. For my beloved ones, you have great need to employ this light. As the planet upon which you reside at this time passes through the great period of transition, use the light so wisely. Employ it often. Your beings will become all the more radiant by this usage. And perhaps, my brothers and sisters, that which you anticipate as a period of great difficulty will merely become a period of great illumination. It all depends, does it not, on how you appraise it. Perhaps, my beloved, one of the major problems upon your earth is that many do not make the effort to appraise that which is occurring in a light different from that with which they are accustomed. It does not require any great degree of effort to transcend those patterns of thinking in which you have been caught up, and to, through the use and the employment of this light, see the way more clearly. I trust that these concepts which I have submitted find their way into the innermost core of your being and its awareness. For when I use this term, my beloved, it is a term which describes most adequately the scope of my affection for those of your planet who share these thoughts, as well as all who will eventually come to know them. I leave you now, my beloved, with these thoughts fresh in your awareness. Tend them with great care and love, and you shall see them blossom forth into the reality of a new form of creation. A creation that will be in perfect harmony with that which you are to become. I am most pleased that you have allowed me the privilege of imparting these thoughts from one who is perhaps somewhat older in his thinking. It is always our great privilege to come within the emanations of the light that each of you represent. I am most humbled, and it is with love that I depart now. In doing so, may I be among the first to invoke this light, that it become ever more magnified in your being and awareness. It has been my privilege to share these thoughts. In the light of our Radiant One, I depart now. Adonai, my brothers and sisters of earth, I am Hatonn. Adonai.